Okay, what do we got here, Warwick?
So this is my engine block coffee table. Made this a few years back out of a 2006 BMW 750i engine. It's got quad overhead cams, quintuple if you talk about the variable valve timing cams. And well, I may as well show you in action.
Fire her up.
So how it works is there's an ignition here, and it goes down to a battery down there. When you turn it on, it flips the switch. The battery powers the starter powers the flywheel, and then the flywheel is connected to everything that spins.
Oh, that's sweet. Now let's take a peek at this this bike you got here.
Yeah, I've got a race bike as well. I took it down to California last year. I take it up to Edmonton quite a bit.
Would you mind if we started it indoors?
With the doors open, so I think that's okay.
What a beauty. Okay, we are joined on location at Andrews Auto Gallery, and joined today with the owner, Warwick Andrews. Warwick, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Not too bad. So one quick question before we get into everything. I was just curious about, you get a Guinness Book of World Records certificate there. What happened there?
I actually went to the world's largest speed dating event.
Oh, really?
Yep. That was about 2.5 years ago. And that's actually where I met my current girlfriend.
No way, are you serious?
I'm serious, yeah.
And whereabouts was that?
That was at the Telespark Center, at the Science Center. Yeah, and they completely filled it up. What does it say? I think there was like 651 participants.
And you're in the Guinness Book of World Records?
Well, my name isn't in there, but as a participant, yes, absolutely.
Oh, that is fantastic. Well, sorry to take the detour there. I just
no
wanted
worries.
to get some clarification on that. So you started Andrews Auto Gallery in 2012. What was it that motivated you to do this?
So I contacted a good friend's father, who's a very successful businessman, and I went down and had a meal with him at a restaurant, and I basically said, like, I told him where I was at and what was going on. I said, I want to buy and sell cars a little bit, but I'm going to need some capital in order to do that, and I was wondering if you would be interested in it all in investing in me, essentially. And he said, yeah, if you can come up with a solid business plan, and you can really show me that this is going to work, then I will, I'll help you out. So I wrote what has got to be the largest piece of literature I've ever written in my entire life, like 30 pages of just like, basically, like I wanted it to be big, and I wanted it to contain absolutely everything about everything.
Exactly, yeah.
So it, and I'd never written or even read a business plan before. So I basically,
Sorry, this would have been 3-4 years ago?
This was in 2011.
11, okay.
Yeah, or 2011 to 2012. And I wrote up this massive business plan, which basically covered every single little intricate detail. I'm sure that when he read it, he was like, why are you even writing this?
Yeah.
But I gave it to him before he went on a plane. He was going down to Arizona, and he had a plane ride. And he was like, okay, sure, got something to read on the plane now. So I read it, and he came back, and he said, yeah, it was pretty good. I'm willing to help you out. And he gave me a $25,000 loan.
Really?
Which gave me the ability to basically open up my doors. And I was thinking, okay, well, what did I want to do before, or like now that I've got some money to actually take this to the next level? And what I was doing before wasn't necessarily what I wanted to be doing. Like, it wasn't really the level of what I was hoping. And if you want to take it to the next level, you really have to have a shop, and you have to have like a retail location. You have to have all of these different things, which I never had before. And if you're going to do it that way, you really kind of got to go 110% in.
So with your initial investment plan, was that including this whole shop and everything, or was that later down the road?
Yeah, so this is my second location.
Okay, yeah.
And so that was able to get me my first shop. But with that, I basically had to make the choice. If I purchase a shop, I'm not going to be able to go flying again next year. So I made that executive decision to go all into my automotive plan. And what my long-term plan is, people always ask me, like, are you still planning on flying? And what my long-term plan is like Country Hills Toyota.
Yeah.
They offer a free round of golf, or at least they have in the past years. I'm not sure if they're still doing it. They offered a free round of golf with every car purchase.
Right.
what I would like to do is I'd like to purchase a R44 helicopter, like a small 4-seater piston one. They're about 150 grand.
Yeah.
In the next, well, I had a 10-year plan in 2011. I had a 5-year plan to purchase a house, which I'm on track for right now. In the next 3 months, I just got my approval for it.
Congratulations.
And, thank you. And then my 10-year plan was to purchase this helicopter. So basically what I want to do is purchase an R44 helicopter and offer free flights with every car purchase.
Packaged in there, or even like a tour or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Or,
Exactly.
Cool.
A free tour with every car purchase, just around Banff or whatever. And it's about the same price as what it would cost the Country Hills Golf Course to do a free round of golf. But you can bring your kids.
Oh, exactly.
You can bring the whole family around. And then it's a great time for me. At that time, I'll probably have a salesman who's selling my vehicles. But I'm obviously the owner, and that's a great time to get to chat with people that are buying cars. So you can basically build a lifetime customer, and then I can write the helicopter off as a company expense, which doesn't hurt either.
It's a no-brainer, isn't it?
But so that's basically what I'm planning on doing with helicopters.
So
but,
is your helicopter license still valid right now, or do you need to update that?
So it's every 4 years, and I go flying every year.
No way. Yeah, just to keep up those hours.
Yeah, I went about a month, or I went for Mother's Day. I took my mom out for Mother's Day. Yeah, which was awesome. My mom and my girlfriend, and that was a lot of fun. And yeah, I love flying, so any chance I can get out there to go is good. It's really expensive, so you got to save up for every flight, but. No, it's a lot of fun.
Now, as far as the business model goes for your business, it's essentially you buy and then resell.
Yeah. Here, let me quickly get back on track with my story here. So I was at that point where I kind of was like, okay, I need to either figure out, am I going to be buying or selling cars or doing helicopters? And I decided to go with the car thing. And that's when I got my first shop, and it was actually subleasing amount of space from my friend that I go rollerblading with,
right?
who has a big company. He's got a lot of space, right? So he was like, okay, well, you can kind of come in and do this and be in this area. And then that's where I started things up. And I was there for 2 years, and it was great. And I wouldn't change any of that for the world, but I started to kind of outgrow that place because I had a very small spot. And it was kind of time to move on. So when my lease with him ended, I moved into the place that we're at now. And that was about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And things have been going uphill. Like we're moving along. I've got a really low overhead here, so
that's awesome.
So there's lots of people are coming to me for vehicles instead of going to the main guys. I only sell used, so instead of buying new like what everybody was doing 3 or 4 years ago, more people are looking for used these days.
Exactly.
So my business plan is holding up quite well.
Yeah.
I can't complain at all.
Now, it's not fair to say that it would be similar to, the Storage Wars model, right? Because you were saying earlier, that whole thing is kind of
that's for
BS.
show. Yeah, that's definitely for show.
Yeah.
And they do have those kind of Storage Wars auctions here in town, but they're not very good.
Have you been to one before?
I have. I've been to a few of them.
Really?
Like, I try out everything. I kind of dabble in...
Because you'll sell anything, like if there's
basically
value to it.
Yeah. I buy and sell a lot of restaurant equipment.
Cool.
A lot of industrial equipment. Like basically anything that I can make a few dollars on that's worth my time. I go to basically every auction in the city because when a company goes out of business, they'll be auctioning off the vehicles that are owned by the company, and they'll also auction off everything else.
Right.
So I'll go there specifically usually looking for the vehicles, but then I'll buy other odds and ends and then put them up for sale and find a home for it.
And is it so the auction? You got the paddle and you're
pretty much, yeah. There's no paddle. You just put your hand up.
Okay.
Basically, that's my life is auctions.
No way. So your day to day essentially is
for the most part. Yeah, I spend my days going to auctions, and then I spend my evenings working in the shop.
Yeah.
And then my late evenings either going to the gym or whatever.
Yeah.
What have you. And life is busy, but it's great. Busy's good. So.
Yeah. So, what would be some of the challenges you'd say you're currently facing in today's, economy, given that it's not the greatest?
You know what?
Are you feeling it very much on your side, or
it's kind of strange because, like, obviously where there's losers, there's going to be winners as well.
Yeah.
And right now, pricing is really low at all of the auctions. So I'm buying for lower than I would have bought 4 years ago. And then I'm selling for a little bit less than I would have as well, but because there's not as many people looking. But basically, I will go on to Kijiji and I'll look at all the vehicles that are up there, and then I'll sort them by price. And then the lowest price, I want to be lower than that person.
Right, yeah.
And then, like, whoever's got the lowest price is going to sell.
Yeah.
As long as the product is good. And I only sell good vehicles on my lot. I'm very happy to say that. If I have anything that comes through here that I wouldn't consider retail worthy, then I resell it through the auction.
Right.
I don't sell it through here. I'm building a good name. I've got 100% Google reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 stars all the way across, and I'm very customer orientated. I really want everybody to walk out of here with a big smile on their face, and I want them to come back for their next one when they're done with that.
Now, what would you say are some of the beauty vehicles or different equipment that you have on site right now that you'd like to maybe share?
Yeah, well, you know what? I dabble, like as I said, I dabble in a little bit of everything. I basically look for what I can get a good deal on. I do a lot of diesel trucks, and I would do specifically diesel trucks.
Diesel trucks. So this is something you'd use if you're up north or just around town.
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff.
Yeah, towing, definitely. Like diesel trucks are awesome because they're easy to sell. Everybody's looking for a truck, and they just want a truck that's going to tow, and they don't complain about the maybe the 1 millimeter scratch on it or whatever. Yeah. Whereas somebody that's buying a performance car, something that they're really going to baby, they're very concerned about that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit harder to sell performance cars, but people are looking for them nonetheless. So it's not too much. But
now, tell me a little bit about this bad boy. We don't have it in the camera angle here, but you've got a car that you use in the Stampede Parade.
Yes.
How did that all come about, and are you enjoying doing that?
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm a bit of an attention seeker.
No.
So, I always like to put a smile on people's face. Yeah. And I saw a car at the auction a few years back. It's a 1975 Pontiac Granville, and it was a theft recovery from Ontario.
Okay.
So they had stolen it in Ontario, and they'd driven it all the way out here before they got caught.
Yeah.
And then...
did it have the bull horns? Because he's got bull horns on it, too.
So it was just basically a stock car.
Okay, yeah.
And it had just some really, really terrible wheels on it, and it was a little bit run down. But I saw the potential.
Yeah.
So I snagged her and put a bunch of work into it and was able to get accepted into the Stampede Parade.
So is that an application you have to fill out to do that? Or?
Yeah, for sure. They they choose about 8 cars, I think. It's about 8 cars every year. Yeah. And you have to have a convertible so that you can have the politicians that sit on the back seat. On top of the back seats and can wave to everybody.
Yeah. Usually MPs that you have in
there. Yeah. Usually MPs in the back. And I've got 6-foot bullhorns on the front of it.
Texas Longhorns?
Yeah, to turn her into a bit of a stampede ride.
Yeah.
And I drive it mainly during the stampede. It comes out a few times throughout the summer otherwise, but it's basically my stampede ride.
Oh, that's wicked. So for your phone just keeps going off.
Sorry.
So for the viewers and listeners out there who would want to get a hold of you or check out, your Kijiji page, or if you have a Facebook page, Instagram, how can they go about doing that?
Well, I've got a website. It's www.andrewsautogallery.com.
Okay.
And I've got a Kijiji page. If you want to search for it, you basically just go into Kijiji and type Andrew's Auto Gallery, and you'll see all of my advertisements that pop right up. I got a Facebook page as well. I don't update it too often, but it's still nice to have something on there. Yeah. The website is often updated pretty much regularly as soon as vehicles come and go. Like the inventory is usually up there.
And you're not doing the Instagram or anything yet?
Not really. I've got I'll do a hashtag for it, but that's about it. There's a lot of time involved in other things.
Oh, there truly is. Yeah.
But my girlfriend actually helps with that. She made my website and everything. She updates it.
Nice. Oh, she did it on her own. Didn't go through.
No, yeah, she did it all on her own. She figured it out too as her first one, and it's awesome. It looks very, very professional.
Yeah. Oh, that's wicked. Well, thank you so much for coming out today. This has been an excellent interview, and I'm sure we're going to come back and check up on you a couple months from now too. So
awesome. Well, thanks so much for having me.
That's perfect.